so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the World Center of Racing. It's Daytona, here to start off the Racing for a Cause series presented by Vapor Trail Clothing. And my name is Chris. I'm your host. Along with me, right over on the other side there, it's Rick Hammond Jr. Rick, how are you doing tonight?
Oh man, I'm doing fabulous, Chris. I'm out here. I'm with you. I'm with a league that means a lot to me there. And, you know, special night and a very special cause for tonight, the Mission 22 cause here with the Racing for a Cause Vapor Trail series here at Daytona, the World Center of Racing, brother. I mean, my favorite track, my favorite league, a great cause to be dealing with. What more can we ask for?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, why don't we go ahead and get Mike Massengill on up here. Mike Massengill, the sponsor for tonight's race. Mike, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy? It is. Oh.
I got you.
All right, Mike. Hey, first of all, I want to go ahead and thank you for sponsoring tonight's race. And tell me, what does the Mission 22 mean to you?
The Mission 22 means a lot to me, being a veteran myself. It is a big foundation, probably one of the larger foundations out there that is trying to combat suicide in veterans, and now they're picking up first responders also, which includes firefighters, EMS, and police. As of to date, we're averaging about 22 veterans a day that are committing suicide, and that's way out of control. And they're really stepping up and trying to help combat that.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, man. And first of all, thank you for your service, and any other veterans that happen to be running. I know there are a couple others out there, along with a host of, well, as you said, firefighters and EMTs. On this eve of 9/11, certainly the perfect way to start this season off, Mike. So thank you very, very much.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, and I didn't really do it for the recognition. I did it just to serve my country. I'm very patriotic, and I really am trying to help combat this stuff. I was there a couple times to where I almost did it myself, and if it wasn't for somebody like Mission 22, I probably would have. But they're really stepping up big time and trying to combat this the best they can.
Well, so glad to hear that it's gone the other way, Mike, and continued efforts on your behalf to help the other 22 a day, and certainly starting off tonight, what a perfect way to do it. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys.
That's Mike Massengill, tonight going to be driving the number 29, and that is tonight's sponsor. And Rick, that kind of leads us into it. This is the eve of 9/11, and I know as a former firefighter yourself, and a couple other drivers out there who are both veterans and firefighters and EMTs, it's a sorrowful day. And with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and take a quick time out. We're going to do a little tribute to the ladies and gentlemen, all 2,977 that died that day, and the numerous others that lost their life since.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, beneath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and the damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dare disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know, silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you, take my arms that I might reach out to you, but my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed in the wells of silence, and the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed its warning, and the words that it was forming. They said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And we are back, getting ready to go racing right here in Daytona. It's Florida, it's hot, and we have a huge field getting ready to go. Thank you for bearing with us as we had to get that tribute certainly out of the way. I think it was worthwhile. Again, my name is Chris. I am your host. With me, as always, my good friend Rick Hammond. He probably won't be joining us for a couple of minutes. We'll give him time. Practice session coming near to an end, 15 seconds to go, and then we get ready to go qualifying for the RFC Monster Energy Cars, presented by Vapor Trail Clothing. So a huge thank you to Vapor Trail Clothing for sponsoring these guys yet again. I know it was a great partnership that they had last season rather, and looking forward to having them on board again this season. Vapor Trail Clothing is a Washington State-based brand formed through auto racing with a passion for distinction and innovation through design and lifestyle. With extreme heart and pride from the Northwest, they strive to shed light on upcoming athletes and promote a lifestyle that enables taking chances and being unique. Mediocrity will fail every time. Surrounded by some of the best athletes in the world, the Vapor Trail brand is spreading athletes who continue pushing themselves beyond their limits to achieve the impossible, make them who they are as a company. Find out more by searching Vapor Trail Clothing on Facebook or checking out their website, www.vaportrailclothing.com. And we get set to drop down into some qualifying. Getting set for a really fun night here. I can't wait to get this one going. As you may or may not know, Rick and myself actually helped found this league, so our hearts are right there, and most of the guys, we can actually pronounce their last names. Linda, honey, it's been a long time since we've seen you in chat. Thank you very much for joining us. We can't wait to bring you all the action here tonight from Daytona. 250 miles, making up that 100 laps here tonight. I mentioned it already. It's a little warm out there. Track temperature running at about 110 degrees. Air temperature 78. So it's a hot one out there. She's going to be slick tonight. Watch for those cars start to wiggle. And we have got, like I said, we've got a huge field. Wait until you see the number of drivers we have got out there tonight. And we've got some big names. People from Justin Rigsby to Matthew Spinks, Katie Osmond, Tommy Quattlebaum Jr. Who am I forgetting? All kinds. Troy Radford. Big Poppy himself, Ray Radford out there. There's a bunch of them out there, but the first one to take qualifying time and on the pole, it's going to be Aaron Torholz so far. And just like that, Torholz batted down to second place. Jeffrey Stiles with a 49.158 as these guys have completed that one lap, and there's a bunch of them out there on track already trying to bring all of their cars. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out. It's a Tuesday night. We're 40% through the work week. Only 60% to go. Can't wait to get to the weekend.
Yeah, the weekend's coming, Chris. I mean, it's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We're almost halfway through. And I'm back, by the way. Thank you for making me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not one to show emotion in front of friends and all that stuff. I don't mind telling it the way that it is, man. That was really touching, and thank you.
Well, if we're going to go back and remember how things were, I guess we should, if we can. At the time, you were on the fire department. I was actually leaving from Boston Airport on this very day. I left the day before 9/11 on a belated honeymoon with my wife. We were going to Prague over in Europe, and Yeah, so I heard about it on, well, actually we're out to lunch at the time, or between lunch and dinner, actually, as the time difference allowed, but, yeah, we had a nice young lady come up to us. She asked us if we were Americans. We said yes, and she told us what had happened, and then we got the rest of the news off from MTV Europe, the only English-speaking channel that we could get. Nonetheless, we have some racing to watch tonight, and again, I can't overemphasize the number of cars out there tonight. You guys are seeing just 20 on the scoreboard, but I will assure you there are well over 20 cars out on track so far here tonight. Preston Hilton checking in. Preston, how you doing, bud? Good to see you out there. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate that. You know that. I'd rather see you on track. Well, maybe next time.
Well, I do show him as they coming into the server. That's actually Tyler there, Chris.
Oh, Tyler, there he is. Look at that.
That used to throw me off all the time too, man. Hey, listen, it's good to see you out there, Falcon Motorsport. Another gentleman I want to thank is he's a dispatcher for 911 out in High Point. Good guy. Does some cool stuff. Hilton Captain Designs on Facebook.
Watching Dustin Payne go around this big 2.5 mile track. And just like that, boom. No more qualifying. Qualifying is all done, Rick, and that means only one thing to us. It means it's time to get ready to grid them up. On row number 1, taking the pole, the driver of the number 92, it's Jason Anderson. To his outside, driver of the number 12, it's going to be Colin Allman. Starting in third place tonight, the driver of the 99, it's Justin Rigsby. To his outside, the driver of the 5 car here tonight, starting in fourth, it's Dylan Blankenship. Inside on the third row, starting in 5th position, the number 22 of John Johnson. On his outside, driver of the number 6 car, starting in 6th, it's Eric Blount. Starting in 7th place tonight, driving the number 8, it's going to be Doug Johnson. And to his outside, driver of the number 3, starting in 8th position tonight, it's going to be Chad Meadows. Starting 9th, the number 25, driven by Timothy Lee. And to his outside, the number 35, starting in 10th place, it's Matthew Spinks. Starting in 11th position tonight, it's going to be the number 20 of Justin McDuff. And to his outside, driver of the number 77, it's Enrique Torres. Starting on the inside, row number 7 in 13th position, it's the number 23 of Bobby Summers. On his outside, starting in 14th position, the number 98 of Aaron Terholst. The inside, grid row number 8, starting in 15th position, it's Jeffrey Stiles. To his outside, it's the driver of the number 9, starting in 16th spot tonight, Rick, it's Dustin Ping.
And starting in row number 9, it's going to be Donald Clark, starting in 17th there. Next to him is going to be the 00 Russell Brown Jr. in 18th. Row number 10 is going to consist of the 69 Rick Greenaway. And next to him, Joe Sanders in the 44, going to be starting 20th. In row number 11, we got the 86 of Jerry West in 21st. Joshua Spalding qualified in 22nd. Row number 12 is going to consist of Christopher Spencer, starting 23rd. Next to him, Steve Baker in his 55 machine, 24th. We got T. Roy Troy Radford in the 94, going to be starting 25th. The 82 of Tyler Hilton, going to be starting in 26th. Dustin German in 27th. Brandon Hartwell is going to be starting in 28th. Row number 15 is going to consist of Dakota Bryant And KD Osmond, good to see the number 88 out there, going to be starting in 30th. We got Cade Green in the 19, 31st. We got Ricky Harton in the 31, going to be starting in 32nd. Tom Quattlebaum Jr. going to be starting in 33rd, and row number 17 next to him is going to be Doug Wysocki in 34th. Chris Mefford qualified in the 35th position. And next to him, the 47 of Ray Radford going to be starting 36th, and then bringing out the shotgun position, Chris, in row number 19, 37th position. Tonight's sponsor, Mike Massengill, in number 4.
A huge field of cars, man. Yeah. The 92 getting ready to go. And we go under the green flag for the first time this season. Jason Anderson leading the entire field down the front stretch, trying to get these cars up to speed, heading into turns 1 and 2. A little bit of wiggle already happening out of the 39, or excuse me, the 99. That's Justin Rigsby. Rigsby moving on the back bumper of the 92, trying to pick up position. He does, so far running second spot. 2 by 2 all the way back here in Daytona.
Yeah, Allman sitting there on the outside lane, Chris, and that number 12 McKean. He's got the 5 with Dylan Blankenship there, right there to help him, but they're kind of hoping that the 6, Rick Wow, get up there and help him out a little bit. I mean, we got to get some cars up there to really get that outside lane moving.
This huge field of cars looking great out there. Welcome back, Racing for a Cause. We missed you over the summer. So glad to be a part of this season opening event.
Yeah, Chris, and we're actually lucky. We're going to be here for the next couple of weeks here, helping out our good friend KR Stolfus there as he finishes up his real world racing. So we'll be here right up until I think the second week of October. So it's going to be fun, and then we're going to be also on Wednesday nights with the Racing for a Cause Super Late models too. So that's going to be fun. But man, first couple of laps already in the books here. We're on lap number 2 at 100 man of the RFC Vapor Trail Clothing Edition 22 opener here at Daytona, man. I mean, I love Daytona. I love supporting our troops. I love buying merchandise. And I've looked at some of the Vapor Trail stuff. I've yet to order it, but they got some nice looking stuff there, so definitely check them out.
Yeah, I was perusing the website just before we went to the green flag there, and they definitely have some pretty cool looking stuff. We'll have to dig in a little bit deeper.
Right now, the 22, John Johnson, sitting there in first position, Chris. Right behind him, the 99, Justin Rigsby. They're bringing the 8 there, Doug Johnson. Good to see the Johnson brothers out there, Chris. I mean, a lot of these names we know, man, and it's just amazing to see. I mean, I can go down through here, and we know at least half the field, and it's just amazing the amount of dedication these guys have. So, like you said, a league that you and I helped start, and, we passed it off some good hands, and these guys have been just taking care of our baby there for seems like forever as we decided to start broadcasting. So thank you, Troy and Andy and Rick Greenaway and all the other people, all the drivers out there that are very dedicated. We really do appreciate it.
A lot of drivers still running 2 by 2. First one kind of running by himself right now, the number 21. That's Chris Spencer. Spencer on the outside, just kind of hanging out.
Kind of hanging out, letting the field come to him, Chris. And that's actually kind of a smart move. Now, one thing I love about Daytona, I mean, we saw a bunch of drivers, at least 17 that did not qualify there. And that's okay, man. It's Daytona. It doesn't matter really where you start. I mean, obviously, if you can get up front, that's a good place to start. If you're in the middle, you got a little bit of work to do and some things that you have to worry about there. I mean, obviously, the big one is on our mind here tonight. Right now, these guys are doing a fabulous job getting out there and doing what they have to do. We're on lap 5 of 100. Everybody's running clean, just trying to find where they want to be.
Well, you definitely got 2 trains of thought here, Rick. First train of thought is get out front like John Johnson has in his number 22. If you're out front, chances of something happening to you, very slim. Usually it ends up happening behind you, but you still have a little bit of a chance. So the other train of thought, hang out back. Check out the number 9 at Dustin Ping. Ping all by himself, basically. He's got the 38 behind him. Oh, excuse me, what is that? The 98, Aaron Terholst. And those guys just kind of relaxing back there. And that's a little bit less of a stressful situation. Certainly, if there was a big one up front, they'd still have to avoid it a little bit. Closing speeds on these cars very, very fast. But it gives you a little bit more time, that reaction time. And it just does give you a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere, hanging out back. Your biggest job, not to lose the draft. Right now, Dustin Ping doing a good job holding on to the draft. The 08 in front of him, Tom Quattlebaum. And Quattlebaum actually working the inside, going around Cade Green in the 19. So Quattlebaum is kind of pulling away from that draft a little bit. Cade Green will drop down, and Dustin Ping will latch on to that draft. So, like I said, those two trains of thought, and then you got to watch out for some other stuff. But a lot of that happens with teams. Teams definitely do help out here. You can get together with your teammates. Usually you filter to each other and then ride it out for a little while, maybe a pit stop or two, and then you get the go ahead and you mash that go pedal and around this track you go. But definitely, Rick, like I said, two trains of thought. Which one do you normally pick?
You know, with me, and this is something that you actually taught me and helped me. I mean, obviously, most people that have listened to us here on Turn 3 Racing Network or watch me race in Racing for a Cause, I love big tracks. I love super speedways, Chris. And, you know, back in my day, it used to be try to get up to the front, but then you came in, started racing with me, and you kind of talked me into, hey, let's just hang back here a little bit. Let's run a race, do our thing, and, you know, let things come to us. You know, I mean, we were never ones to really sit back and just sit there. I mean, we would move up when we had the chances. And that's how I like to race these things now. I like to get in there, keep my car and my tires, you know, good, and just log some laps and then make our move, you know, right down through the end of the race. There is when you taught me really to pour it on. So that's how I actually race these things now. I'm very conservative with my stuff, and I'll just hang out somewhere. I mean, if I get up into the mid pack, I got to start worrying about the big one, you know. And if I'm back a little further, I mean, I'm looking at a couple of these guys. They're just kind of hanging back. I mean, obviously you don't want to lose that draft, but you know, that's what I like to do now. I like to just kind of hang back a little bit, do my thing, and just bid my time.
Fastest lap time of the race so far, put down by Troy Radford back on lap 7, Rick. Radford driving way back in the field. He's running 31st right now. Kind of goes to show you don't have to be up front to be running fast. These guys very capable of pulling down some really quick lap times. Even in the back of the field, sometimes it's even easier because you're not all bunched up like up front. Speaking of being up front, it's John Johnson. He is holding on to the lead for just a little while. Rigsby on the outside had the opportunity and the lead. Johnson fights back on the inside. The brothers Johnson hooking up.
Well, you know, that's what you need at places like here at Daytona, Chris. You need to know who you're racing with now. Obviously, the Johnson brothers, they actually do a lot of racing together. So, you know, thinking of those guys hooking up, you know it's going to happen. And once it happens, you know, that the driver who is leading is going to be happy. Right now, that's going to be John. John knows that his brother's there. He's just going to have fun. You look back to where Troy Radford is, like you said, he's kind of just hanging out there in 17th position. He's got Tyler Hilton. Those guys have raced a lot together. Ricky Harden's been around for a long time. Katie Osmond was one of those guys. I mean, Chris, we talk about this all the time. We always like to find that young driver and watch them progress. KD was a natural for me to hook up onto. I see that he still has that sun drop number 88, man. So he's out there doing it for Dale. I love it, and I love that sun drop.
Yeah, I should mention.
Ooh, we got a big bump up here.
Yeah, big one. It's happening a little further back here. Looks like the number 44. 44, that's Joe Sanders.
Yep.
But we're going to go back and take a peek, see what happened to Joe. So we're watching the number 44. He's running to the outside. He's got the 21 just in front of him. And the 0 right behind. He's running a clean line, Rick, right on the outside. So far, so good. Oh, the 3 and the 44, they make... Oh, yeah, that's exactly what happened. The 35 gets involved. That's Matt Spinks. Oh, man. That's just a shame. That's side drafting gone wrong right there. And I was just about to do something fun.
We can do that here once these guys get back up to speed, buddy. I know what you're going to do, and man, what a way to kick it off here.
I did notice, guys, that a couple of paints have not loaded in yet. That does happen sometimes when we have, first of all, this many drivers on the server. Second of all, we just had a new build drop just the other day, and Trading Paints has been giving me fits ever since. We are going to try and reload the paints. Maybe we'll do it here under caution. All the cars will turn white, just a heads up, and they should filter back in. And well, it'll take a couple minutes probably, certainly before we go back to green, Rick.
Trading paints is a great service to have out here on iRacing, Chris. These guys spend a lot of time and sometimes a lot of money on their paint schemes, and it's always nice to show, but it really stinks when it doesn't work. And like you said, the new build, whenever there's a new build out on iRacing, it seems that it takes it a little while to catch up, which I can kind of understand because it's trying to reload hundreds of thousands of paint schemes out there on the server. So
yeah, that's, you know, we'd like to make sure that if somebody went out and got a special paint job, and certainly especially for this league, we want to show off all of those beautiful causes that may have touched somebody that they know, or certainly have touched somebody anyways. Rick, why don't we go ahead and talk about last season, because last season was a doozy. I was actually paying attention to it, even though we weren't broadcasting it anymore. But what ended up being the series champion, Gerald West, a little conspicuous. I don't see him out there tonight, but Jerry West was able to pull off an amazing season and win the whole series. Dustin German was in second. Steve Baker came in third. Then it was Troy Radford, Tom Quattlebaum Jr., Doug Wasaki with a really great finish. He finished 10 last season, Rick. It was a barn burner for sure, and it really came down to the last couple of races of that chase.
Jerry West is actually out in the server, Chris. He's driving the number 86 machine. He's on the pit road right now.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of cool to see him actually come out and win a championship, because I mean, we know Jerry. We've raced with Jerry for quite a few seasons, Chris, and he was always he's one of those drivers that is just quiet. You know, you don't talk about him much on the race because he kind of just does this thing, and then all of a sudden, boom! You know, before you know it, he's there.
Again, I want to thank Vapor Trail Clothing. Excuse me, Rick. I just want to put in my spot while we can. Vapor Trail Clothing. Check them out on vaportrailclothing.com, or search Vapor Trail Clothing right there on Facebook. They do have some pretty neat stuff. I'm going to have to go back out there because there was a couple of t-shirts I was kind of digging on.
Oh, they have some great designs out there.
These guys do a great job of this league, and I'm so happy to see it prospering the way it is. The car count's so big, 37 cars starting tonight. And Rick, this is different for them because last season they were driving the trucks. They decided right after that series, and actually, I think Troy and I were talking about maybe switching it up just a little bit before that series even ended, and he sure did. He switched it way up, went from the trucks, bypassed the Xfinity cars, and right into the Monster Energy cars. What a big change for these guys to kind of have to adjust to.
You know, that's the thing, Chris. And when you and I and our friend Andy started racing for a cause, and we some of these drivers have been with us since season one, man. I mean, Steve Baker's out there. You know, and that's pretty cool that he's still out there, you know, multiple seasons away. But you're absolutely right. You know, we started out there with 9 cars on track, and we always did the late model. We're doing short track stuff. And then we got Greenaway in there, and, you know, he brought a truck league in. We had some fun with that. Troy capitalized on that, grew it even more. But they're coming out here with the A cars. It is huge because, I mean, these guys are normally short track stuff. Even in the truck series, they did a lot of shorter tracks. So this is going to be a really fun season there when they're out there on the cookie cutters and they're, you know, out here in Daytona. I mean, what a way to start a season. It's just amazing.
Hey, you mentioned Steve Baker, driver of the number 55. Steve Baker, the very first Racing for a Cause series champion. Pretty cool. Pretty cool that I remember it. Pace car dropping off racing surface. And the 12 of Colin Allman is your racer. He spins the tires on the restart. Ooh. Oh, that was a grab my heart situation as the 12 got very loose. He was able to gather it back up. I'm not sure, Rick, if he got in at 22. If so, don't see the damage on the left side of the 22. But man, oh man, Doug Johnson following through. John Johnson in the 22. I'm sure he saw that. That was a huge wiggle out of the 12.
You know, it's that excitement of leading that lap, starting these guys going. You know, all eyes are on you, Chris, because, you know, as the first person there, you have full control of that field. And when you spin your tires like that, it's one of them pucker moments that you go, oh boy. But, you know, Allman did a really good job, hung on to it, and he still got the lead as of right now.
We're back under the green flag, lap 15 of 100 till they cross the line. Now it switches up to 16. And Rick, can I do it?
You know what? Yeah, we got a lap in under our belt, Chris. They're up to full speed. Let's do it.
All right, this is going to be one of 2 or 3 maybe tonight. We're going to go ahead and crank it up. And that is how we do it here on a Wednesday night. My goodness, cranking it up loud and in charge. These cars are flying around this track. We saw the 94 Troy Radford kind of getting the wall just a little bit where he was in front of KD Osborne when that happened, and KD did a good job, got out of throttle, just kind of motored on past. But up front, it's still Colin Allman. Allman is your race leader. He is currently being credited with leading 3 laps here in Daytona. And man, that was a lot of fun.
You know what? You gotta love to crank it up, Chris, especially here at Daytona. I mean, you know, and I got Logan out there in chat, Chris. You know, next time, you know, sometimes we like to go into the cockpit view of the leader for a lap around. I'm not sure which camera pack you're using, but if you got gyro, man, I actually did it when you're doing the crank it up there just for some, you know, ahas, and I think that'd be kind of cool to do too. You can see a little bit of that 33-degree banking here at Daytona. Now, let me tell you, folks, out there watching it on the TV here, you don't really get to see the way that this track is built now. If you haven't been down there in real life to see it with your own eyes, I and Chris will both suggest it very highly. I mean, it's just amazing on the banking of this track here, Chris. I mean, iRacing does not do it justice. The only time that I noticed it when it really made justice in iRacing is when I switched over to VR from a single monitor, and man, that's when it gets fun.
Logan, I'll tell you what, you came up with the idea. You come up with the car you want me to hop into, I'll be happy to do it. We got the gyro cam just waiting. Now it's up to Logan to tell me what car we're hopping into. As we watch the 69, that's Rick Greenaway. Greenaway a little bit loosey-goosey there as he came off that corner, started sailing up towards the middle of the track. He's got the 99 to his outside. Has to be careful not to hit Rigsby. Bobby Summers in the 23 hanging out on the outside. He is just above the 85 of Jeffrey Stiles. And again, guys, I'm going to have to apologize. I know some of these guys their paint jobs are not coming up. I have tried reloading already, and I'm going to call it a trading paints issue. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm going to call it. And it's too bad because I know every driver out there has some sort of cause on their car that they want to get out there and be noticed, which is still in the rule book as far as I know, and that's what this league was founded for.
Yeah, I mean, that was one good thing, and now I know that looking at Bobby Summers, number one, I want to say, Bobby Summers, good to see you back out on track, buddy. I know you went through some issues. I don't know how much of it you want known, so I'm going to just, leave it at that, my friend. But good to see you back and healthy out there on track. He's got the legend, Chris Kyle, number 23 out there, Chris. I'm looking at it. Some very, very nice looking paint scheme there. And these guys just out there having fun.
Well, way to rub it in, Rick. Way to rub it in. Hey, what do you say we go on board the 86 of Jerry West, last season's champion? We were requested to have a gyro cam, and I'm not one to say no. This is banking right here as we cross the start finish line. He moves down to the inside lane. He's going to be following the 77. That's Enrique Torres. Enrique trying to get himself into the top 10 right now, sitting in 15th spot. Jerry West sitting in 17th on the inside, and there's that heavy banking in turns 1 and 2. Now down the backstretch they go.
With my name being Rick, Chris, it's kind of cool to see Enrique out there in that number 77, man. That was my number when I was racing with this league, so pretty cool to see that out there. It is on that Ford Mustang. Looking pretty good tonight.
Yes, sir. Coming out of turn 4, got that dog leg heading towards the start-finish line. You can hear Jerry West throttling through that thing, not trying to build up too much of a head of steam. Want to shoot up into the top 5? Let's do that. We're on board with John Johnson. Johnson right now running in 5th spot. And you can see the 69, Rick Greenaway, starting to pull away on the inside. So now John Johnson heading back to 6th spot. The outside doesn't have the momentum that the inside seems to have right now, Rick.
Well, I mean, it's tough here. I mean, when you're in Daytona, Chris, you need cars in front of you. If you're leading, you need them definitely behind you, tucked right into that rear bumper there to help you out. And that's kind of what we're seeing now. I mean, that bottom lane, you got a big group of cars that are really working together. Then you got that upper lane, the outside lane. They're out there trying to do what they can do. I mean, you see the number 5 right now, Dylan Blankenship. He's like, hey, man, I need some help. Help me out. So the 22, John Johnson, he's moving up. You got the 21, also Christopher Spencer out there. Now here comes the 99. That's Rigsby. So once those guys, whoa, Rick Greenaway way down.
Holy cow! Be careful, Rick.
Got the little pass in the grass going on right now.
The 92 woes it up just enough to let the 69 back in. That could have been trouble if the 92 hadn't done it. Good thinking by Jason Anderson to let the 69 back in, because he was coming back in, Rick. There was no stopping Greeny at that point.
Nope, no, there was no stop, and I don't blame him, man. I mean, you got to get out there. It's really hard when you're down there on the apron, Chris. If you're on the back stretch or the front stretch, even the dog leg, not too bad. I mean, there's a little bit of banking there, but man, when you get into the turns, turn 1, 2, 3, and 4, that's not where you want to come up from that apron, because that's going to spell disaster. Greenway did a really good job there, and like you said, the 92 just kind of opened the door, let him in. Right now, we got some 3 wide racing going on, Chris. We have the 3 way up on top there.
Yeah, that's Chad Meadows. Yeah, he is off the pace, some kind of fierce, Rick, and these guys just blowing his doors off right now.
I mean, the car looks good, Chris. I mean, number 1, it's the number 3. It's got the AC Delco colors and sponsor on there, so it's really good to see that there. But the big thing is he's up there by himself right now in that Chevy Camaro ZL1, baby. But just with no help, I mean, these guys are just going to be blowing by him. That's kind of where he's at. He needs to kind of fall in a little bit, maybe behind the 6. That's the Eric Blau. Right now, got to get up there, but right now the 3 just kind of settling and doing what we talked about. He's actually 2 laps down right now.
Yeah. 34th on up, all on the lead lap. 34th position is going to be Ray Radford. Radford kind of driving all up there by himself. And Papa Ray, he's still pretty new to this thing called iRacing, but man, it's good to see him out there. A little bit of a health battle himself, and I'm glad to see him out there running that Toyota Camry.
You know, that's what I like about Ray too, Chris. I mean, he came in, obviously, Troy Radford's dad, and, you know, like you said, number one, Ray, glad to see you back. You're healthy, you're out there, you're having fun, man. You're doing things with your son. That's awesome. You know, he's out there, he's kind of by himself. He's just hogging the laps, having fun, sitting in 19th position right now by my scoring. That's what it's all about. You know, he's out there, he's gaining experience, trying to stay out of everybody's way. But he's moved up quite a bit too, Chris. He started this race here in 36, sitting in 19th, like I said. That's what I love about Daytona, Talladega, same way. You can just go out there. It doesn't matter where you really start. You just work your way. I'm looking at Tom Quattlebaum Jr. I just love saying his name. I miss racing with Tom. He's a good guy. And, you know, he started in 33rd. Now he's sitting in 14th, so he's having a good time. Troy Rapp right behind him in the 94, sitting in 15th. T. Roy started 25th. So he's moved up a bunch of spots too. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with scoring there, bud.
Ooh, big spread out. We got drivers coming down pit road, and I think it caught a couple of guys kind of sleeping a little bit. But the Johnson brothers and a few others coming on down pit road.
Yeah, that might have been what was going on with the scoring, Chris. You might be right there. I mean, my scoring it's bouncing all over the place right now. So maybe iRacing trying to catch up there on my system. So I apologize if I said the wrong positions. But holy cow, I don't know what's going on. It's like one of them rides at the circus right now.
And more cars coming down pit road. This one's going to be the 21 and Chris Spencer leading the way. The 23 able to do a good job. Bobby Summers gets around him coming on pit road. Wicked entrance on the pit road for Bobby Summers, and that's how you pass cars sometimes, Rick. You do it going in on pit road.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't know what is. I think racing for a cause. I think these boys are doing such a good job, man. I think they broke my scoring screen. I feel like I'm on like The Price is Right or something.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, it's wicked anyway.
I mean, a lot of cars on track, something we're not used to anyway. I mean, we got 37 cars on track out there. Actually, 36. I see that Justin McDuff has left.
Here comes another bunch of cars heading down pit road, Rick. Oh yeah, the 48 of Joshua Spalding. I believe he had trouble coming on pit road. There's some heavy damage to the front end of that car. Well, I think, Rick, we're going to take a quick moment, step away. We're going to go side by side. And maybe we'll get these scoring problems straightened out just a little bit as these guys going for those green flag pit stops. And that's sure to mess up all kinds of scoring issues. So, guys, we're going to step away for just one moment. We'll be right back. And just like that, we are back live. And the Johnsons are back up towards the front. The 22, John Johnson, being followed by brother Doug Johnson in the 8 on the inside. You got the 12 of Colin Allman hanging out on the outside with the 21, Chris Spencer. Spencer trying to help out on the outside. Here comes the 88, Dale Osbin. He's trying to make his presence felt tonight, Rick. Running in 5th spot right now. He's on the outside. He's got a little bit of room to make up to get to the 21's bag bumper. Once he gets there, it'll be 3 cars versus 2, and that math just doesn't add up.
Well, you know, Chris, I mean, like I said earlier, you know, KD was one of those guys who joined us a little later, right before we actually stepped away to start broadcasting there and taking a break from running a league. And he was a kid that I always watched. And I really had a lot of fun with watching him. And little does he know, I actually still follow him quite a bit on his Facebook page there. KD Racing is the name of the page. And he's been winning quite a bit out there, too. So really good to see KD. I mean, he has grown massively as a racer since the first time we watched him out there on track. And, you know, I know Grandma's watching. Linda, she's out there, always a huge supporter of everything that RFC does. And it's great to see her just continuing on with that. And even offered to send me some Sundrop soda up here in Vermont when I told her that I couldn't find it anymore at the local Walmart. And it's great. I love watching people grow and come into their own. I mean, I was there at one point, you know, when Rick Greenaway came. I mean, you know, he worked hard. We actually did a lot of stuff together, and you know, he's turned into one heck of a racer himself. So I just love it, and these guys just doing a good job. And I think KD, that 88, he's getting pretty fast there, man, and he's kind of in the right spot there. I think if he really works with the 12 and the 21, he'll be able to get up front.
Well, right now the 21 is searching out that high lane, and it's a little early to be doing that, Rick. I don't think that's where you want to be. Speaking of that high lane, the 92, Jason Anderson was peeking out there too. He's being followed by Rick Greenaway. Greenaway driving a Toyota Camry. No big surprise there, considering he works for a Toyota dealership. He must be thrilled to have that Camry out there in service. So both lines really have formed up, and these guys are cruising around this track. We're sitting on lap 38 of 100. That was 250 miles. That's been knocked out by a long shot at this point, Rick.
Yeah, it really has, Chris. I mean, these laps are really starting to tick away, and these guys doing a fabulous job right now. I mean, just looking at everything that's going on, I mean, they really got their stuff together this season here. I mean, you know, it's always hard when drivers come to Daytona or Talladega, you know, especially as a season opener. But that's not the only thing that they're contending with. I mean, these guys have logged thousands of laps on Daytona. You know, they know how to race Daytona. The thing that worried me a little bit tonight was them coming in here with the A-car. I mean, man, have they proved me wrong. They're just out there doing what they have to do. So far tonight, we've only had one caution, Chris, and that's just amazing.
Yeah, one caution on the night. And Rick Greenaway has taken the fastest lap. Rick, it happened on lap 35. I didn't even catch it. A 44.942 was the fast lap so far, and it was produced by Rick Greenaway. You were just talking about him and how far he's come.
Yeah, he's doing a great job there in the 69 Leela Toyota, Chris. I think it's Leah.
That's the dealership he works for down in Massachusetts.
Which is just amazing. I mean, you know, Greeny, he came in here. I mean, I actually found Rick Greenaway one day on the forums. We were talking. We had a little meeting there at RFC, and we're like, hey, let's bring in another series, because I was getting sick of getting lapped at the short tracks, man. And I see this guy. He's like, you know, Northeast trucks, and I'm like, Northeast? Wait, we're up in the Northeast. So I found out he was down in Mass. Talked to him a little bit. We brought him over here to RFC. We had a little bit of fun there with that truck series, and everything just grew from there, man. He was a great addition to the team. And like I said, it's really great to see him, how he has grown as a racer. I mean, I know he's put in a lot of time, a lot of practice. He's even broadcasted with us, Chris, a few times. And we always get we always talk about it, the infamous snoring incident of Rick Greenaway.
Yes, who could forget? Isn't that right, Rick?
We're like, Greeny? Greeny, you okay? And he wakes up. He's like, sorry guys, I just fell asleep. Great guy though, man. I mean, this not only because we helped found this league. I can't even talk, Chris. But I just love coming out here. RFC, obviously very close to our hearts. These drivers really close to our hearts. I mean, great group of guys out there having fun, man. I actually kind of wish I was racing with them tonight.
New race leader, Rick. It's the 21 of Chris Spencer. And he kind of did a disservice to Dale Osmond. Osmond was on his back bumper, pushing him through, pushed him to the lead, and the 21 dropped down, leaves the 88 by himself. And here comes Johnson in the 22. He goes out to the outside. He'll pick up that 88.
Yeah, Johnson kind of looked back there and said, hey, man, what happened to KD? He was just there, and I'm going to go up and help him out.
John Johnson with a heavy push from the 88. The 88 is a pushing machine, my goodness. And look at this on the outside. Jason Anderson making the outside work all by himself. 3 rows running.
3 rows running. Rick Greenway actually he was going to go up there and help out that third lane there, but thought better of it. I think that was kind of a smart move. I mean, you can race pretty wide here at Daytona without a problem. I mean, the only problem is these cars suck in now with the side draft like crazy, so there's a higher chance of having a caution, but it can definitely be done there with these guys settling it out just a little bit, saying, okay, maybe we shouldn't go 3 wide.
Yeah, and that's kind of what brought out that first caution, Rick, if you remember. They were side drafting each other, and they just kind of sucked into each other, and around they went.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I mean, iRacing's been doing all the different kinds of things with the builds, Chris, and doing a great job doing it. So these guys out there having a lot of fun, doing what they have to do. Right now, that track temperature is sitting at 102 degrees Fahrenheit. The air temperature is at 77. Only 1% humidity, and that wind speed coming out of the north about 2 miles per hour, and it's under partly cloudy skies. So kind of interesting how warm that track is, but it's Daytona. I know it gets hot down there.
Well, it's actually cooled down quite a bit since practice and qualifying, but still over 100 degrees. It's cranking that heat. And why wouldn't it be? These guys cruising around here at 200 miles an hour, nose to tail. Look at this. Got to go way back to the 19 car, Cade Green, running in 14th spot before you see any kind of separation at all. And Cade Green is starting to suck into the draft. He's going to catch the 25, so we'll add him back into the list. Dylan Blankenship in the 5. He's running by himself. Nobody on the outside. And then Justin Rigsby right behind him. Rigsby, very talented short track driver, finding his groove out here on the 2.5 mile track at Daytona. Haven't talked about him at all yet, Rick, but the 46, Chris Mefford, out on track. He is being followed by the 86, last season's champion, Jerry West. On the inside, the 01, that's Brandon Hartwell. Hartwell being pushed through by Jeffrey Stiles in the 85. And look who's on the outside. It's the 45. Doug Wasaki out there getting it done, running in the top 20 right now, actually rounding it out. Nope, just fell back to 21st. It happened so quick. Behind Wasaki, it's the 4, tonight's sponsor, Mike Massengill. And Mike, thank you again for your service. And I know you said you didn't do it for any kind of admiration or anything, but well, that's just not going to do it for me. You have my admiration, and you have my thanks.
Chris, I mean, number one, we worked so well together, because when you started talking about Chris Mefford, I was actually clicked on him, and I was watching him, waiting for you to take a break before you did that. And then again, with Massengill, and of course, all our vets out there, Chris. I know we have a lot of them here in Racing for a Cause, and, yeah, okay, I get it. They don't want to be thanked. For them, it's nothing special. But you know what? For you and me, man, what they do, it is something special. I mean, they did something that I tried to do and wasn't able to. And they always have my utmost respect, man. And, it's just cool.
And there's another one, Rick, driver of the number 08. That's Tommy Quattlebaum Jr. running his 08 and 22nd spot behind him, Matthew Spinks. We saw Spinks get involved in one earlier. So he's got some damage on that 35, maybe slowing him up just a little bit. Speaking of that earlier incident, the 44 is getting past. That's Joe Sanders. He actually wasn't involved in the incident, but he was involved in something coming down pit road. Dakota Bryant in the 78 trying to hold on to the draft that the 08 is pushing through. And the 9 of Dustin Ping was another member of that 4-car pack. Tyler Hilton leads the next pack, and his number 82 behind him, 28 of Dustin Sherman, 48 Josh Spalding, and the 55 of Steve Baker. That's a pretty good group to be a part of, Rick.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, Steve's one of those guys that I would not mind having in front of me or behind me, Chris, working together. And then number 55, I mean, very talented racer, very smart. And a great person to be around on the track there, because you know that he's gonna race you nice and clean.
And as we were talking, something happened with the 88, Rick, because the 88 is on pit road, 2 minutes 38 seconds. As Katie Osmond, his night may be over. And here comes another round of green flag pit stops here on lap number 49 of 100.
I mean, coming down here into pit road on a green flag, Chris, very tricky. I mean, something that these drivers actually practice quite a bit there. I mean, they're going full bore, they're in a pack, and then when you peel off, you got to slow way down to 60 miles per hour. Now, for you and me, 60 miles per hour might not sound too slow, but when you're going almost 200 miles per hour or 200 plus, you got to drop it down to 60 in a matter of seconds there. That could get dangerous for these guys doing a really good job with their green flag pit stops tonight.
Well, last season's champion, Jerry West, stays out on track all by himself as the cars that were around him decided to come down pit road. That leaves Jerry West out there on his own to lead a lap. And Rick, that might be a problem for Jerry because he's got no help.
You know, that's exactly where you don't want to be here at Daytona, Chris. I mean, you need at least a car to race with. But listen, anything can happen. You know, if the caution comes out, it's going to bring the field closer together. Or Jerry's going to find somebody out there to race with. Right now, he's coming back down pit road.
Tom Quattlebaum Jr. also coming down pit road. Jason Anderson out on track. Being scored in third right now. That should change when he crosses the start-finish line.
Ooh, we're under caution.
And boom, just like that. Yeah, we are under caution. Oh, no. Rick, it's the 8 of Doug Johnson. Heavy damage suffered on the 8 car. We're going to have to go back and take a peek at that one. All right, so we've backed it up, and it's the 8. He's racing with the 12 machine. That's Colin Allman. Those two drivers just kind of running nose to tail. I think they're just trying to regather the troops, as it were. Oh, and the 8 moves down just a little too quick, gets into Rigsby, and the 94 of Troy Radford, 69 of Rick Greenaway gets involved, as does the 22, the other Johnson involved with that one. A huge pile up here of a bunch of front runners, Rick.
And like you said, Chris, heavy damage there on the 8. I see Rick Greenaway, he's pulling into his pit stall right now. He's still got a really banged up. Missing all kinds of parts. I mean, iRacing did a really good job here with the damage build for all the cars.
Oh, well, a slightly different look. The same carnage, but a slightly different look shows that the 12 may have gotten into the 8 just a little bit, upset the car, turned them in. And that's what started that one up. Oh, man. That is too bad. Second caution of the night coming out here tonight at Daytona. And a lot of torn up front runners out there right now, Rick. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming back out to Racing for a Cause. It's the Monster Energy Cars presented by Vapor Trail Clothing right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We can't thank you enough for spending your night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We appreciate the time and the comments that have been out there. We really do love being able to chat back and forth with everybody out in chat, so thank you for that. We're under caution number 2 right now, working lap number 53. Your current race leader is the 92 of Jason Anderson. And with that, Rick, I think we're going to take a quick time out. We're going to be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And we are back right from Daytona under caution. This is caution number 2. We're working lap number 54. New race leader Jason Anderson. He's being followed by the 77 of Enrique Torres. And Timothy Lee in the 25 going to be making up 3rd spot. Unless the scoring changes again, Rick.
I sent you a picture to, show you what was going on with mine, man. I mean, it's all over the place, but you're right. Christopher Spencer going to be starting in 4th. Dylan Blankenship running out the top 5, I think. There goes my score. It's hard, man. Super speedways. iRacing, they, I don't know. Either way, we know that the 92 is the new leader there, Chris. Out there having some fun with the base car.
Enrique Torres looking like he was going to come down pit road a little late in the game to be playing that shot. As pace car lights drop off, we've got one more lap before we go back under the green flag. And man, oh man, I hate to say some of these cars are looking a little ragged right now, Rick. That new damage model doing its job, though. You can really see the damage on some of these things going around this track.
Yeah, you really can. And I think it's kind of cool, Chris. I mean, this is something that iRace, sim racers have been asking for a long time. Of course, a lot of them wanted to see hoods and panels and everything flying off the cars. I understand why iRacing doesn't do that, but I think they've done a pretty good job.
Nothing like being in VR and having a hood smash into your windshield. That would be pretty cool.
Well, back in our day, Chris, when we first started iRacing, I mean, that was like the most extent of the damage. You'd see your hood crinkle up a little bit. You might get a little hump in your view, and it wasn't really that bad. But now, you have a chance to not having a hood, not having a bumper. A couple of the cars have the new tire models. That's really cool. You can see them actually blow out on, well, not really see, but they do go flat, and the driver does feel that.
In the video I saw, you kind of could see it, but it looked more like the car was sinking into the track. So they've got a little bit more work to do there.
They do. Well, us original sim racers, now I used to race a lot in NASCAR Racing 2003. Actually, I got to race with some kid named Dale Earnhardt Jr. there when he was just starting. That was pretty cool. and that's how their tire blowout was. It actually just kind of sunk into the track a little bit. So, you know, maybe they're just using that because they knew how to make it work. And I think it's going to come. I mean, look how far in the last 4 years since we started iRacing, Chris, how far it's come. And it's just amazing right now, that pace car. He's off the track. Here goes the 92, Jason Anderson. He's wasting no time to go. The 77 got the 25 there. Kind of bunched up a little bit.
Oh, no, the 5
into
goes
wall.
around Dylan Blankenship, and it's happening up front, too. The 25 gets in the wall. This is the big one, Rick. Oh, my Lord. Oh, that just
definitely
cleared
is the
out
big
over
one.
half the field. That couldn't have happened
now-
at a worse time.
Look at poor Aaron Tolhurst. Chris, that 98 goes actually up on his roof. He's going to have to get a tow.
All right, we got plenty to kind of go through this time by, so we're going to go right back to before the green flag came out. We're keeping an eye on the 5. 25 trying to get the 77 going. The 77 kind of holding him up a little bit, and the 12 gets into the 5, and that kind of starts it all.
A lot of drivers, like you said, collected in that, Chris. I think the 9, the 19.
Yeah, and we just saw the 98 go up and over. Oh, boy.
Tolhurst definitely went for a ride there.
Dylan Blankenship's number 5 has seen better days. Front end is missing. Rear end sheet metal is gone. I don't even know how that thing is still driving right now. Well, the old adage of cautions breeding cautions, Rick, it's unfortunately, it just came true, and man, did it wipe out a bunch of cars. Right now, we're showing only 13 cars on the lead lap. Everybody else at least one lap down, and they'll be lucky to get back out and be competitive at this point. Here comes race leader, 92, Jason Anderson. He's going to come down for 4 fresh tires, tank of fuel. Why wouldn't you here under caution? So, it looks like we may have a new leader.
We might have a new leader, Chris. I'm watching the cars load up right now. I mean, there's a lot of them. Obviously, KD there a little while ago, the 88. Packed his up. We got Rick Greenaway. All kinds of people. Allman left. Aaron Tolhurst. Obviously, he's done. His car went for a ride. We saw that there on the replay. John Johnson. Matthew Spinks. You know, there's always going to be a big one. I don't care how many laps you do, how much you practice, how much you race with the guys around you. I mean, even the real NASCAR stars, Chris, that big one always happens there at Daytona on a Sunday. And, man, that was definitely, I don't know if they can get much bigger than that one right there.
Well, like I said, that hurt a good portion of the field, Rick. Only the top 13 drivers on the lead lap as it's being scored right now. Things may change still. It's not too late. Got a bunch of drivers still trying to hit pit road, maybe get some repairs done. Christopher Spencer, Dylan Blankenship among those drivers still being shown on the lead lap. We know Blankenship's car, it's hurt. Eric Blount in the 6 car may have spent a little extra time on pit road to try and get some repairs done. Oh yeah, that car very hurt as well as he comes back down pit road. Needs a little bit more than a minute 6 to try and get some repairs done on the 6 machine because, man, the front end is tore up. ...2002 Daytona 5... Yeah, you're absolutely right. What was it? Was it it was single digits. I ended up finishing on the lead lap in that race, if I remember right. That was a wicked race. I actually remember watching that one. Well, Jason Anderson getting lined up. He's going to be your race leader. The 8 just ahead of him is one of the Johnsons. It's Doug Johnson. He's down a couple of laps. And obviously very damaged, but still out there. As a bunch of repairs are definitely still happening down pit road. The electricity bill here at Daytona is going up by a ton from all those compressors running. Yeah, Linda, you're absolutely right. We had a driver that wasn't able to kind of keep up with it and punched a bunch of drivers up, and wham bam, and thank you, sir, because here we are under caution one more time. Johnson goes around the pace car. He's going to do a little drive around. It's funny, though, because this race isn't done yet. It really isn't.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, we're on lap 60 of 100.
A lot of things can still happen. Rick, scoring update looks like top 9 drivers on the lead lap. 10th on back if you're not out on track, or at least one lap down. Really unfortunate. But that's super speedway racing. That's plate racing. It's pack racing. How many other racings can I throw out there, Rick? But that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is, Chris. I mean, you know, it's like a short track. You know, the tempers are going to flare. The guys are going to be banging doors and everything. I mean, these guys have been putting on one heck of a race so far, though. I definitely want to give them that. Because we have a couple cautions there. I mean, that's bound to happen, especially later on in the race. But, you know, the first half of the race was really good. I mean, these guys, they were just tearing it up. They were doing a lot of good close racing. But it doesn't take much to make, you know, one driver error. And, of course, you don't want to be that driver that has that error. But, hey, listen, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, that's why they have yellow flags and yellow flashing lights on track. Well, we get ready to go back to the green. Pace car pulls off. Now it's up to Jason Anderson. When is he going to go? And there it is on the green flag. The 92 hits the loud pedal, and we are back under the green flag. Justin Rigsby working the inside of the 25, trying to take that spot away. And he has done it so far. Timothy Lee working the outside, but he's all by himself. Here comes Dustin Ping in the 9. Now he's working for third spot. Timothy Lee needs to pop down in the line. He does. Now he's got a good bunch of that draft. He should be able to pull right back in. Look at this. Justin Rigsby to the outside with Ping helping him out. And Rigsby taking over the lead. The 92 still fighting on the inside. The 25, Tim Lee trying to help him out. Ping moves down to the inside. Ping looking to try and take the lead. Can Dustin Ping hold on to the lead across the start-finish line? Add one more to the leaderboard. Those who have led a lap here in Daytona. And there it is. Dustin Ping takes the lead and holds on. The 92, Jason Anderson, right behind him. All right, we'll crank it up for you. What the heck? Dustin Ping, your race leader in the 9. He's got the 92. Jason Anderson right behind him. Now pops up to the top. Jason Anderson looking for the lead. Jason Anderson with a very quick move to the top. Rigsby pushing along. The 92 and the 99 working together on the outside, and they may get ahead of Dustin Ping in the 9. If they can both come down together, that would be ideal. The 92 hanging strong with the 99. They are working together, and they're bringing along the 23. The 23, Bobby Summers, he is being scored on the lead lap in 10th spot, and I don't know how that works. I really don't know. There he is. Now he's 1 lap down in 8th. I'm telling you, Rick, the scoring is just driving me crazy tonight.
I'm glad I'm not the only one there. I'm sitting there like, what? Yeah, they're scoring up and down right now, Chris. But hey, listen, we know who's in the lead, though. That's going to be the 92 right now, Jason Anderson. Doing this thing, Rigsby right there. He's going to move up to that back bumper now. It's kind of interesting because the top 4 cars right now just running in a line, Chris. Got the 85 right there, Jeffrey Styles. He's kind of moving in, working with those guys. Enrique right now in the 77, right next to him, the 82, Tyler Hilton. Those guys running too wide. They got a slow car coming up on the outside, but it's going to be no problem. 77 actually shoots now out to the outside lane, trying to get some momentum there for those guys to come up and help them out. I don't know if I would have made that. Trying to get that freight train moving there on the outside lane. A couple other guys move out there to help them out. Right now, boom, Rigsby moves up into the number 1 position. Here comes the 9. That's going to be Dustin Ping. He's working on the outside. He's got Enrique in the 77 helping him out. Here comes Tyler Hilton, the 23 and the 21. Right now, 3 wide. The 21, the 23, and the 25 racing it out. 3 wide right now, just a little further back from the leader. That's going to be Dustin Ping at this time. Right now, the 21, Christopher Spencer out there losing some positions there. He's kind of been left out there by himself, trying to utilize that side drafting to kind of keep up with these guys, and he's actually doing it. Right now, he's moving up. Now it's going to be the... Oh, we got some 4 wide racing now. Just like I said there, 21 on the outside, the 77 kind of in that sucker hole. Here comes Tyler Hilton. They finally pan it out and do what they have to do. Right now, Dustin Ping out there. He's got the 99, Justin Rigsby right there behind him. These guys kind of settling it out there towards the front. No. Dustin Rigsby, he moves on to the outside to make a liar out of him. Here comes the 21 to help him out. Ooh, there was some really... I was going to say the 21 thinking maybe going on the outside there, but no, he's going to stay really behind the 99 of Rigsby. Try to help push him past the 9 of Dustin Ping. Dustin Ping's got the 82 right now. And these guys definitely putting on some good racing here as they cross the start finish line there. Christopher Spencer right now. Oh, we got one flipping around out back, Chris.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That was Tyler Hilton.
Tyler Hilton, yeah, Tyler Hilton. Wicked crash and brings out the caution. We're going to go back and see exactly what happened as Hilton went for a ride. We were able to catch some of that on screen. Tyler Hilton in the 82. He was working the inside. He was sitting in 15th spot when this happened, Rick. 1 lap down. So he was racing with the leaders. Oh, he had a blink, Rick. Oh, no. Oh, boy. So not even really able to show you exactly what happened is... Oh, boy. What a bummer. What an absolute shame. Tyler Hilton. Kind of saw it live when it happened, but man. Back under caution once again here in Daytona. This will make caution number 4. Had to think about that for a second. And Rick, how many times have we talked about blinking on a super speedway? never ends well.
Well, you know, Chris, I mean, the people out there in Turn 3 Racing Network land, number one, thank you for hanging out with us, with Chris and I here on this Tuesday night here with the Racing for a Cause Vapor Trail Clothing 8-car series here. The Mission 22 season opener here at Daytona. We appreciate you guys hanging out there. But if you guys don't know what we're talking about blinking, so obviously we're all connected to the iRacing server, and sometimes somebody's connection will have a little bit of an issue and your car will actually blink out. So what happens is, especially at Daytona, any of the super speedways, the bigger tracks, when you really get that pack racing going, even on short tracks, Chris, has happened. You'll be driving and all of a sudden all the cars around you are going to disappear. Now to all the other drivers besides yourself, only you disappear. So you know when it's happening, and you don't know where that car is going to end up when it comes back and the connection actually catches up to itself on the iRacing server. So you might be inside of another car on the outside. I mean, that's just a very scary thing, something that these drivers hate to see.
Man, honestly, we hate to see it too, because I can't go back and see what happened. It's not registered in the server, but the finale was, and that was the 82 going for a wild ride and now all torn up. So lead lap drivers coming down pit road for what might be the last time here on lap 71. Jason Anderson going to come out in first spot, Dustin Ping in second, and Timothy Lee in third. Rigsby makes it out in fourth spot, Christopher Spencer in fifth, Rick, with Enrique Torres, Jerry West rounding out the top 7. And before I go much further, because I don't know how the scoring is going to go, I'm not sure anymore. I give up. No, that's not true. I believe we have a bunch of one lap down drivers that probably stayed out. They're going to rejoin the tail end of the field, so we'll have a bunch more cars on the lead lap this time, but some of these cars, Rick, are pretty darn beat up at this point. As Rick said, I do want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, spending some time on a Tuesday night with us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the Racing for a Cause Monster Energy Cars presented by Vapor Trail Clothing. Check them out on vaportrailclothing.com or search for Vapor Trail Clothing on Facebook. It's been a long, long time, Rick, since we've broadcasted for the Racing for a Cause group, and it sure is nice to be back here, getting ready to start up the whole season, and doing it in fine fashion right here in Daytona. It always has to be Daytona to start these leagues off. It's kind of an unwritten rule, I believe. It's almost like they follow some sort of real life thing that happens. Well, 29 laps to go. Track temperature has fallen. It's down to 96 degrees. Air temperature sitting at 77. Wind speeds dropped down at about 2 miles an hour out of the north. So that is not that big of a deal at this point. Your race leader, Jason Anderson, along with Dustin Ping. Ping sitting in second spot. Timothy Lee in the 25, sitting in third. Justin Rigsby holding on to fourth spot with Chris Spencer rounding out the top 5. The 2019 Ford Mustang, the official pace car of Racing for a Cause, has definitely put some miles on the tires tonight. This being caution number 5. A lot of drivers going around the pace car. They're looking to regain the field on the tail end of the lead lap. Pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to go back to the green flag. If you haven't gone down to the concession stand for a hot dog or a hamburger or a french fry, maybe a fried dough, you might want to wait until the end of this one. I have a feeling we have not seen the end of those yellow flags, as now time is going to get very precious. And some of those drivers who have been trying to be patient, that patience is all done. So when we restart, we're going to have 11 drivers on the lead lap. Eric Blount in the 6 car going to be restarting in 11th. Steve Baker 10th. Josh Spalding in 9th. Tom Quattlebaum Jr. in 8th position. Jerry West 7th. Enrique Torres starting in 6th in his number 77. Chris Spencer. Justin Rigsby, Tim Lee, Dustin Ping, and Jason Anderson is the race leader. Pace car falls off the track, getting ready to go, and the green flag starts flying in the air. Here we go, back in the green at Daytona. Dustin Ping on the outside, trying to assert himself as a race leader. And the 9 is doing it right now. He's got a little help from Justin Rigsby and the 21 of Chris Spencer. Spencer now hung out to dry as the 9 and the 99 drop down to the bottom of 21, doing it by himself. He needs somebody to help him out. He's going to start going backwards pretty quick. The front 2 drivers opening up a bit of a gap. Justin Rigsby moves up to the top and then back down. A little bit of a tease from Rigsby there. Here's my draft. No, I'm taking it away. And that was just enough for the 21. The 21 starting to pick up a bit of a side draft, plus the 77 coming up to help out. Nonetheless, the 9 of Dustin Ping still going to be a race leader. Justin Rigsby right behind him, but Spencer on the outside has taken over second spot. Rigsby has to push hard and take that second spot back over. He does, and he's got a little help too. The 92 of Jason Anderson helping out. That's a 3-car challenge right there, and they are running 1, 2, 3. The 21, Chris Spencer, hops in the spot, and then Jason Anderson with a beautiful move. The 21 follows him really nicely. Those 2 cars with a head of steam at the start-finish line. The 92 takes second spot away from away from Rigsby. And now the 92, Jason Anderson, going to be scored as your race leader. Will it maintain through the entire lap? 32 different lead changes so far here tonight from the Racing for a Cause guys here in Daytona. Look, if you want a boring race, this is not the one to turn into. These guys still not done. We're looking at almost 3 wide there. The 92 decides he's going to come down and get in front of Dustin Ping. Ping with a big push. Really big push. The 9 had to really get off of it a little bit there, or he was going to cause the 92 to go around. The 92 says, yeah, that was pretty fun. Let's do it again. And he goes back down to the bottom. Dustin Ping sucks up to the back bumper. Justin Rigsby sitting in 3rd spot. The 21 of Chris Spencer looking to get a little bit of help on the outside, and help is coming. Torres and Jerry West sitting on the outside. But look at the line of cars you have on the inside. The 25, that's Timothy Lee. He's sitting on the inside. He's battling for 4th place right now with Spencer. Spencer with a slight advantage. The outside line maybe starting to take off, and now it will. Dustin Ping pulls out of line. He connects with the 21. The 21 to the back bumper of Ping. And it is a straight shot down that front stretch heading into turn number 1. Dustin Ping sticks the 9 car out in front. And then he drops down to the bottom again. Chris Spencer has got to feel like he didn't take a shower or something. Nobody is staying with him on that top line. Spencer, one of the best pushers out there right now, and nobody willing to stay out there with him. So Spencer rewinds and tries to go again. Here comes Jason Anderson. He moves up to the top. Hellacious battle for the race lead. 3 cars on the top, bumper to bumper. They're being led by Anderson, and now the 21, Chris Spencer, pulls up with him. Spencer and Anderson starting to pull away. The 77 drops down. That's Torres. Torres looking to pick up Dustin Ping in the 9. And here comes Jerry West on the outside, lap 79 of 100. The 92, Jason Anderson, hops back down to the bottom. Again, leaves Spencer all by himself. This time, Spencer has a little bit of help in the form of Jerry West. West pushing everything he can behind that 21. And Chris Spencer and the 92 of Jason Anderson are having a battle. Spencer finally has a lap led. Holy cow, what a battle up front, and it's still going. Jason Anderson pushing on the 21's back bumper, and they are getting some movement on that bottom line. The top line starting to form. It's Jerry West in the 86, Dustin Ping in the 9. Outside lane trying to build a little bit of momentum. It's going to need a couple more drivers to be able to catch it. The 99 Rigsby trying to catch that 9 of Dustin Ping. If they can go four cars versus 5, they might have a shot at it. But right now, West kind of stuck the air, just kind of pushing back. Yeah, Tyler, I wasn't going to say anything during the broadcast, but yeah, that's exactly what I saw. I blinked out and you were gone, buddy. I was going to catch you after, just so you knew.
I mean, that's all part of sim racing, Chris. I mean, not much you can do about it. I mean, it's something that you can really control there, and it's just unfortunate there, Tyler. Sorry that your night ended that way. You were doing a heck of a job, man. But with 19 laps left to go, Chris, this group here is really pouring it on. They're trying to figure out what they got to do to get around the 21 of Spencer. Spencer getting a lot of help there from the 86. They're kind of going more single file than anything right now. That outside lane lost a lot of momentum. Only 3 cars up there right now, so somebody's got to move down into those. So as we see Enrique in the 77, he moves down behind the 92 of Anderson.
Jerry West not afraid. He goes back up to the top lane after driving nose to tail, top 5 cars. Now West kind of the odd man out unless Rigsby can get to the back bumper. Rigsby has a good push out of the 85 though. Jeffrey Stiles really giving a good push to the 99 of Rigsby. And now the top line has to just kind of reform, maybe move down a little bit, pick up some of that side draft. Jeffrey Anderson in the 92 drops the left side tires on the yellow line, able to gather it back up, heading into the corner. And Chris Spencer still leading this one after just not having anybody help him out. Now the 92 moves up. Uh-oh, not good because they got slow cars. That's draft help right there, Rick.
I was just going to say, Chris, I mean, these guys are going to be able to get around Radford.
Squeeze it in.
Squeeze it in just as much as they possibly can, but that was kind of like a bad moment to do that. But hey, the 92, he's out there. Anderson takes over the lead. So it really actually worked out for him, and it was kind of surprising because I was like, oh boy, here comes some lap traffic. That thing going to be good. But hey, it worked out for the 92. Right now, Jerry West out there on the outside lane. He's trying to bring that lane to do something right now, and they're kind of getting almost evened up. But there goes the 92 and the 21. 21 really, he's the friend right now, the 92.
Well, only until he has a chance. I think you'll see the 21 pop up. There he goes, right there, Rick. That could be a good move right there. He's got Jerry West right behind him, and the 21 has already used the front bumper of West to get to the lead, and he does it again. Chris Spencer to the race lead one more time. He drops down in the bottom, leaves West hanging. This time a little bit different though, Rick, because Justin Rigsby is right on the back bumper of the 86. So Jerry West this time has a little bit of help in the 85 of Jeffrey Styles sitting in the 9th spot. He is down 1 lap, so Styles in 9th spot is actually a good friend of Rigsby. He's been helping out, trying to get him to the front, and now we have a new race leader. It is Jerry West in the 86. Rigsby pushed him there, and West dropped down in front of Chris Spencer. And Spencer's, man, he's got to be like, man, everybody's been doing this to me tonight.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Poor Rigsby's out there. I mean, he does have some help there by the 85 of Styles right now, but, you know, when you only have 2 cars pushing compared to having about 6, 7, 8 cars, Chris, you know, it's really hard, and you can see those guys starting to fall back there a little bit on the outside lane. They got to try to find some room there to move. And this is what I love about super speedway racing. I mean, you know, anything can happen, especially towards the end. You got to find who's your friend, and really there's no friends because everybody wants to move out to the front. I mean, right now you see the 86 and the 21 working really good together, but we saw the 21 do this before. If he can find a way to get around the 86, he's going to do it. He's not going to be content just pushing.
Takes a peek to the top, but realizes Ping might be just a little too far away to take advantage. He moves up again. The 77, Enrique Torres, got to the back bumper of the 21, and that was enough. The 21 jumps up top, and he's got Dustin Ping helping him out on the outside. Jerry West has Enrique Torres pushing on the bottom. We're lining up 2 by 2. Once again, Rick, top 3 rows.
Yeah, the 2 lines are actually starting to kind of even out there, Chris, with the number of cars helping. So this is where things are going to get real interesting. I mean, way too close to call. We got 14 laps left to go, and a lot can happen in that 14 laps.
Jerry West
like
peels it off. He's coming down pit road. West does not have enough fuel to make it. Now we got to start questioning everybody else. Jerry West dropping down pit road, surrendering the lead to Chris Spencer. Once again, Spencer is the race leader with Dustin Ping behind him. These cars have settled in nose to tail, maybe knowing that everybody's going to have to come down pit road. And here they come, Rick. This could be really big. Be very careful coming down pit road. Don't speed. Keep your speed limit the same. Pit strong. Don't blow by your pit stop. We're watching Chris Spencer, and he is safely into his stall. Enrique Torres stays out all by himself in the 77, and that it could be a problem, Rick. Right now, he is running without the draft. Everybody else came down pit road at the same time. They're going to be able to draft out back out on the track. They're going to be able to get a lot of heads of steam too. And boy, Enrique Torres, he's probably going backwards, doesn't even know it right now. Here comes Torres coming down pit road. We're going to go back to the 21 of Spencer. He was the first one off in pit road with that group of guys that all kind of hit at the same time. Good news for him. That should give him the lead back if he can get back to the start-finish line before Torres is done with his pit stop.
You know, 2.5 miles don't sound like a lot, Chris, but it really is. And, you know, it takes a few seconds to get around the track. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens here.
Oh, across the start-finish line, we're going to have about 25 miles to go. Rick, 10 laps.
Massive upset for Torres, Chris. He actually slid through his pit stop, had to back up a little bit, try to find that sweet spot so his crew can get over the wall and help service that 77. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a good night turned bad in a heartbeat right there, Rick. As Jerry West was able to get around the 21 and Chris Spencer. Spencer kind of moved out of the way. He knew he didn't have the speed. Jerry West did by virtue of having that draft. And these guys are out quite a bit away from this group of three. Now, this group of three, if they can form up nose to tail, they should be able to catch West and Spencer. And here they go. They're forming up nicely now. The 25 lagging back just a little bit. That's Timothy Lee, but it's not going to stop the 92 and the 9. Dustin Ping pushing hard on the 92. Jason Anderson looking to try and reclaim the lead. He has led a bunch of laps here tonight and wants to lead some more. The 92 moving. Oh, look at that. The 86 saw him coming. He moves up. That stops the progress of the 92. The 9 of Ping gets behind Spencer. And the 92, no place to go. So these lines will reform once again. And Dustin Ping up top, trying to take advantage of West on the top side. Can't do it because West pulls down. He is now pushing Spencer. Slow car just ahead of the lead group here. And that's the 4 of Mike Massengill, tonight's race sponsor. Massengill right now being shown in 20th spot, 5 laps down. Certainly a tough night for Mike here on the 2.5-mile track named Daytona.
I mean, just like in the real life world, Chris. There we go. I can actually talk now that it's 10:36. But you know, the drivers want to win that Daytona 500. Well, these guys want to come out here. Each of these drivers want to win Daytona. It's not the Daytona 500. It's only the 250. But hey, listen, what a way to start your season. I mean, we got 9 weeks left here after tonight. You can come in here and pull out a win. You know that you're in a good spot.
Well, right now you got 13 drivers just wishing they were still on track. As we have a battle for the lead that's very short-lived. Dustin Ping able to push Jerry West to the lead, then drops down to the inside, hoping that the 21 will stay with him. So far, so good. The 21 kind of running between them. Now goes up to the 86. Dustin Ping moves up, and Jerry West goes down. The 21 goes with him. Great moves out of the 86 and 21. Dustin Ping trying to make Jerry West push him around the track, and Jerry West just turned left.
Well, at the beginning of the broadcast, that's when we started talking about Jerry West, and we were trying to figure out where he was as the season champion last season. You know, and we found him out there on pit road, and, you know, like I said, he's a very quiet guy. He doesn't make much moves, but here we are. We're 7 laps left to go, and for the last 10 or so laps, he's really been pouring it on and trying to do exactly what Jerry West does. He kind of hangs back, does his thing through the beginning and the middle part of the race, and then he just pours it on. He's doing a very fabulous job right there in that 86, leading this pack around Daytona right now.
With 6 laps to go, Jerry West is your race leader. The 21, Chris Spencer, pulls out. He's going to try and use that lap down car and can't do it. So Chris Spencer going back position. The 92 goes up to maybe help him out. No, 92. Jason Anderson moves on down.
Then I kind of figured, I was like, what is Anderson doing, Chris? He's going to go up there. He's going to be nice. He's going to be that nice driver that goes, okay, man, I'm not going to leave you hanging. But then he's like, wait a minute. Why would I want to do that? Like a 6 laps left to go, man. I got to go.
Yeah, this could be horrible for the 21 right now. He finds himself in 4th spot, but Ping and Anderson move up, and that allows the 21 to get right to the back bumper of Jerry West. Now, Dustin Ping moves down in front of West, and we have a new race leader once again, Dustin Ping.
And Anderson in the 92 kind of left out there by himself. He finally moves down, and you know, they go again. Those guys say, okay, well, that's fun. You know, if you want to move behind me, man, well, we're going to go on the outside because West, he wants to win this thing, man.
This right here, this part of the race is the ultimate chess match, Rick. You want to be in position to win, but you don't want to help somebody else do it. But you want to be in position to win, which means you can't really afford to strip yourself off from the back bumper of somebody. You have to try and gauge it just right. And so far, man, this has been great racing up here in the top 4.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, as you were talking, you saw Spencer there in the 21, Chris. He was thinking about going up on the outside, but he's like, wait a minute, if I go, I'm going to leave West by himself, and I'm kind of by myself too. But that just allowed the 9 and the 92 to work their way back up, and now they're racing for the lead once again. So you're absolutely right. It's kind of like a game of chess right now, Chris. Between these 4 cars right now, any one of them can become the leader. Now, of course, the other thing that you got to think about there's one guy who's sitting out there in 5th. That's Timothy Lee right now in the 25. He's sitting there going, these guys crashed. I might be able to get around them and win this thing.
Yeah, very true. 25 kind of sitting out there. He's just ahead of the 55 of Baker. And Baker would love to be up front trying to challenge for the win, but he's got some damage to the right rear of that car.
Looks like 21 and Spencer able to get around. Jerry West finally in the 86 there. Now the 21 leading this thing with 3 left to go.
Will that be the move to make Chris Spencer the race winner? As Jerry West moves to the outside, he's got Anderson in 4th spot. Going to be helping him out. Now Anderson decides maybe he's going to try and take it 3 wide. Oh, we got caution on the field, Rick. Caution is out with 2 laps to go. Oh, boy. The one thing I forgot to ask the race admin tonight of Troy Radford was, is there a green-white checker? If there's any drivers out in chat that may know the answer, please let me know. This is not how we want this one to end. If it does end this way, Rick, the 21 of Chris Spencer is going to be the race winner, but we're going to find out here as the white flag comes out. Again, still waiting to hear if there's a green-white checker for this finish, or if we're going to finish this one under caution. Should be finding out here pretty soon as they are working the back stretch.
So what I'm seeing in chat, Chris, not on YouTube there, but actually in the race server, the race will be extended for a green-white checkered finish.
Excellent. All right, so things are going to be a little different here. If we're going to go green-white checkered, first of all, the final lap, that's not going to go anywhere. We're going to be on the final lap until it's the actual final lap. Scoring will only update when the cars cross the start-finish line, but we'll do our best to keep up with the situation. I don't know if Spencer got the memo.
This is going to be huge.
Spencer getting tires. I'm dumbfounded. I'm shocked. I don't know what to say here. Spencer comes down pit road as the race leader, picks up 4 tires and heads back out on track. That's going to give the lead to Jay Weezy, Jerry West in the 86. Thank you, Linda. I knew you had a nickname. Dustin Ping in the 9, going to pick up 2nd. Jason Anderson in the 92 in 3rd. 25 of Timothy Lee sitting in 4th spot. Chris Spencer going to restart this one, Rick, in 5th spot. Now, to be fair, this isn't a short track, so a green-white checker here is 3 laps of 2.5 miles each. That's 7.5 miles. A lot can change in that time, and certainly these cars will get up to speed in about a lap, so that second lap should be very entertaining. Well, even the first lap, too. It's all going to come down to how clean the restart is and pick your partners well. Linda, Jerry West, Jay Weezy. I had forgotten until you wrote it in chat.
I mean, we love having nicknames out there, that's for sure.
So again, just to recap here under the green, white, checkered. The race is going to continue finishing on the top left-hand side. Scoring will only update when the cars cross the start-finish line. And we're going to do our best to keep it pinned on the race leader. So before this caution came out, your race leader was Chris Spencer. Spencer decides he's going to come down, take 4 fresh tires. Thomas Quattlebaum, who's sitting in 7th spot, also has 4 fresh tires, as does Steve Baker. Baker does have a little bit of damage, but with these cars grouped up the way they will be, that damage will be mitigated a little bit.
I love how iRacing has brought in this green white checker thing, Chris. I mean, you know, back in our day, when a caution comes out with only a couple laps left to go, you know, that just kind of ended the race. And now these guys, I mean, this is where it's going to get real fun. I mean, we thought we saw some good racing there just a few laps ago. It's going to be even better.
Well, here's what I'm waiting to see, Rick. I'm waiting to see if 4 fresh tires is the right call. These other guys ahead of him only have 12 laps on their tires. Now, certainly, after that first caution, we saw some wheel spin. And I'm wondering if Spencer is banking on that happening.
You know, he probably is, Chris. I mean, this is kind of the heat of the moment thing. I mean, you got Jerry West out there. He's starting the race there in the number 1 position on the inside. On the outside there, you got Dustin Ping in the 9. And we saw what happened last time. If that does happen, this group of guys, they're going to get bunched up, and who knows? I mean, this is what I like to call the danger zone right now. And I don't want to be the guy that does that. And, you know, that's on every driver's mind right now. You know, they've been racing here now for the last couple of hours, and they're tired. You know, there's a lot. I mean, people don't think about it. You know, I used to talk to people in, like, Daytona. Whatever, dude. You just gas and you go. No, there's a lot of mental wear and tear on yourself, on your brain. You know, your arms are tired, you're sweaty.
Yeah,
now
right
it's all
now,
riding on this.
your heartbeat's racing too a little bit, right?
Oh yeah,
Mine is.
I know mine is too.
Green flag comes out for the green-white checkered attempt. Jerry West is the race leader. He's on the inside. Dustin Ping to his outside. Jason Anderson sitting in the second row. On his outside, Timothy Lee in the 25. The 25 being pressed in by the 21. That's Chris Spencer. Spencer right now in 6th spot. Rigsby joining the party late here in the 99. He is running in 5th spot on that inside lane. These guys not moving right now, side by side. Here comes Tom Quattlebaum in the 08. Tom trying to get in there. What is going to be the move to win this race, as they are just about even crossing the line? Jerry West and Dustin Ping, .008 at the line. The inside lane starting to build a little bit of momentum. The outside going to be looking jealous if they don't get it going again soon. The 25 trying to push on that number 9 of Dustin Ping just as hard as he can. Has to back off just a little bit in the corner. The 9 moves down for some side draft. Oh, gets bumped a little bit. Oh, comes down into Rigsby.
Oh, no.
And that is gonna, oh my Lord. The 92 trying to get it done now. He goes to the inside. And at the line, it is Jerry West. Checkered flag flying.
Wow.
Dustin Ping looks like he's going to pick up 3rd spot. Spencer in 4th. Timothy Lee 5th. Steve Baker picking up a 6th. Justin Rigsby caught out there. And that last crash 7th along with Tom Quattlebaum. And Tommy finishing in 8th spot. What a wild finish here from Daytona. Last season's champion, the 86, Jerry West, getting it done here in Daytona, and he's getting all kinds of beat-up celebrations. 55 comes up, gives a little love tap. I believe those two are teammates again this year.
Yeah, I can tell you, Jerry West right now, smiling year to year, I bet, right now in his rig, Chris. I mean, come on. You're the defending season champion. You come out here in the opener, and you pull it out here at Daytona. I mean, that's just amazing. You know, Jerry West, he started here tonight, 21st position, Chris, and worked his way up, doing everything that he possibly could, and he brings home the checkers.
A beautiful run out of the 86 machine to take home the series opening race here at Daytona. Guys, we're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to keep you here looking at the number 86, as I'm not sure if he might not be under power, as Steve Baker pushing him into the, yeah, I think the 86 may be out of power. Guys, we're going to take that quick break. We're going to be right back, set up the post-race interviews while we're gone. And Rick, you and I are back getting ready to do those post-race interviews. It looks like we have one driver not available for that post-race interview. Going to be Jason Anderson, the driver that ended up finishing in 2nd. But we do have Dustin Ping, who brought that car home in 3rd spot tonight. The number 9 of Dustin Ping. This is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Got you.
Well, Dustin, you brought home a 3rd place finish tonight, man. And I'll tell you, the way you guys were racing for the last 15 or so laps up front, I'm surprised any of you all were finishing.
Oh yeah, it was intense, but that's what makes a good race. It's fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch, man. Really, it was it was really fun to watch. You guys put on a heck of a good show here to start off the season strong, and a third place finish will do you well in points for a long, long time in this season. Anybody on the 9 card that you need to thank tonight?
Yeah, just my sponsors, Actipa and the Conrad Group. Also, I want to thank Jason for pushing me as hard as he could tonight. Better than that, that's all I got.
All right, but very good. Congratulations once again to the driver of the number 9, Dustin Ping, bringing it home in third spot. And now we only have one other driver to talk to. And man, what a race he had. He actually he confirmed my suspicion. I thought as much as I thought he ran out of fuel, and he actually already verified that on TeamSpeak. So we got the 86 Jay Weezy, Jerry West, defending series champion, and now new series race champion, race winner, the 86 Jay Weezy. How's it going tonight, buddy?
Hey Chris, man, it's going good. It's always fun to win the first opener, the 500 here, as we would call it. It's just as much important to us as it is for the guys in the real life. And 100 laps here to wind up out front, parking this thing in victory lane. I know it looks a little rough, but it's because guys were thanking me on the backstretch. Man, it was a heck of a race tonight.
Yeah, there's some pretty aggressive congratulations going on out there, and so I know you ran out of fuel. I actually called that when I saw Steve pushing you back to the starting line. When did you actually run out of fuel?
As soon as I crossed the line there, going into one, it started puttering right there. So I told Baker, my teammate, I said, "Hey man, push me to the line and do me a favor, do a couple burnouts for me and for the team, man, as a whole, SSR." And I know a lot of people don't know a lot about Chris Spencer, but he's one of our teammates over here, and he had a heck of a race. He knew he wasn't going to make it on fuel there. We was going to have a good restart. I wish he would have had enough fuel because we'd have started on the front row there for the green-white checker, and then one of us could have really got that win one way or the other. But when he had to pit, man, I knew it was going to be a fight for the win, especially with Dustin, man. He's so fast here. And he's hard to beat, and thankfully I had the help of Jason Anderson, which was helping Dustin earlier. So big shout out to Jason, man. I raced with him a lot. He's a heck of a racer, stand-up guy, and it's awesome to be able to work together with him and be able to pull off the win. And the race that we put on there, coming to the start-finish line, I was, of course, I run in VR, so I was looking over to see if I was going to have it, and I wasn't for sure. Teammate said who got it, and I had to wait and see for the results because I wasn't for sure.
Well, the time scored was a .016, the differential between you and Jason Anderson, Jerry. Now, you started 21st tonight, and towards the beginning of the race, you kind of started, like I said in the beginning of the race, there's kind of two trains of thought here. You either race up front and hope nothing happens on the side of you, or you race out back and kind of take it easy on the equipment. Tonight, it seemed like you and a few other guys were kind of working out back just a little bit. And then, man, when you kind of decided to go, next thing I knew, you were up front and you were challenging for the lead.
Yeah, when you're out there in the pack like that, you kind of work with what you got around you, and when you know you got good drivers around you, you know where you can put it and where you can't. So a couple times I made some aggressive moves, but I knew who I was with around me, so I knew it wouldn't be a big deal. I wouldn't have did it in the same situation had it been somebody else. Maybe, I don't know, but I know that KD and Troy and those guys, man, because I put them 3 wide there earlier in the race, and I went straight up to the middle. I was trying to catch up to my teammate Dustin German up front there. He was about 5 or 6 cars ahead of me, so I had to make some aggressive moves to get up to him. But after that, we just dropped back and kind of rode. It was a great race. Wasn't a whole lot of cautions, but we had a caution when we really didn't want one. That very last caution, we really didn't want to see that one.
No, if you had calculated fuel for 250 and all of a sudden you have to do 257, that's a little tough. Hey, bud, anybody else on that 86 that you need to thank for tonight?
Yeah, man. Hey, great broadcast. You guys do a great job, man. And it's fun to listen. And of course, I'm gonna go back and watch it. But I was kind of peeking in on the replays there. I got really lucky earlier on, man. I don't know if y'all caught that, but that when that big one happened, I just kind of locked it down and threw it sideways because I didn't want the front end to get hurt. And luckily, I didn't hit nothing. So a lot of luck on that one. But yeah, man, I gotta thank you guys for doing what you do. Of course, Troy Radford. You know, he does a lot of hard work over here behind the scenes, and all the admins for Racing for a Cause do. So, got to thank those guys, man. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. And of course, my teammates, man, at Smoke Show Racing, all the guys, man, Josh, Dustin, Chris, and Steve Baker, man. It was a lot of fun running with those guys week in and week out, and I'm glad I could be able to get the win for us as a team. But man, gotta thank Linda and everybody out there watching, man. Hats off to Linda. She was cheering me on out there, so thanks. I appreciate the support. I know she don't do it until KD's out of it, so but that's fine with me. I'm okay with that. And of course, SRTV Network on the hood of this thing, man.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations once again, bringing that 86 home, even if it was empty, in first place.
Yeah, man. And one more thing, Mr. 22, man, gotta give a big shout out to those guys, man. It's awesome to have them over here at Racing for a Cause, man. So big shout out to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again, Jerry.
All right, thanks, Chris. Rick.
Take care, bud.
And that was the race winner, the number 86 of Jerry West. Got to thank Mike Massengill again, the driver of the number 4, who ended up finishing in 15th spot. He was the sponsor of tonight's race, and man, it's stuff like that that keeps this league going. And I'm proud. I'm so proud. Let's go over some unofficial results. In first place, of course, we had Jerry West, second place, Jason Anderson, Dustin Ping in third. Christopher Spencer ended up in 4th spot, Timothy Lee in 5th. Then we've got 6th place finisher Steve Baker in 7th, Justin Rigby, Tom Quattlebaum Jr. ending up in 8th spot, Jeffrey Stiles in 9th, Doug Wasaki with a good finish, 10th spot. Then you got Joshua Spalding, Chris Medford, Eric Blunt, and Enrique Torres, followed by, well, my timing is a little messed up here. Anyways, we're just going to go through them. Torres, we got Russell Brown Jr., Mike Massengill, Bobby Summers, Brandon Hartwell, Ray Radford, Doug Johnson, Aaron Torholst, Joe Sanders, Troy Radford, Tyler Hilton, Dustin German ends up 25th tonight, Cade Green, Ricky Harden in 27th, Dylan Blankenship ends up in 28th. 29th is Dakota Bryant, and Colin Allman in the 12 ends up in 30th spot. After that, we've got John Johnson in 31st, Matthew Spinks 32nd, Chad Meadows 33rd, Rick Greenaway takes his 69 home in 34th spot, Dale Osmond, KD ends up in 35th, Donald Clark and Justin McDuff rounding out the field of 37 cars. What a way to start a season.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better, Chris, and it was just great here being in Daytona. You know, I mean, we've been away from Racing for a Cause for a little bit. We've been waiting for the super late models to start. They're going to be starting here in a couple of weeks. So, you know, it's our honor to help out KR Stolpus and bring the season opener here with, you know, our league, man. I mean, these guys did a fabulous job. It was a lot of fun. And they're keeping up with the tradition. So, like you said, it makes us proud. And it was just a good night all the way around.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget what today is. It's 9/10. Tomorrow is 9/11. Remember where you were for all of those people who lost their lives on that day and since. And for Turn 3 Racing Network, thank you once again for coming by. We really do appreciate it. And so do the drivers here at Racing for a Cause. Till next time, we will be seeing you.